Alright, what's up YouTube? So tonight I'm gonna give you a couple of reasons for why I'm extremely bullish on Bitcoin going forward. I'm gonna start off by looking at the weekly, and I'm then gonna, zoom in to look at the daily and the 4 hours. So yeah, let's go. Let's just dive right in. Alright, so like I said, we'll start off by looking at the weekly here. And first of all, I want to show you, zoom out here and show you guys this level right here. So I've measured this RLC here from this low to this high, and it gave us the midpoint of the RLC gave us this level right here, confluent with historic support here, as you can see. So we touched the RLC and bounced, and that's exactly what you want to see if if you're looking for a bullish continuation after a retrace like this one right here. We had this massive bull market here, we started trading down and touched the RLC, and we had a very nice bounce, and we are now trading upwards. So exactly the kind of price action you want to see if you're looking for bullish continuation, right? So looking very, very good from this perspective. And we also had price bouncing down here, started trading above the 99 EMA, the green 55 EMA here, and we are now trading above the yellow 21 EMA on the weekly. And I really like watching the yellow 21 on the weekly. As long as price is above the yellow 21 on the weekly, we are generally bullish, and below we are generally bearish. So being above the yellow 21 EMA on the weekly is a very good sign, and it's a very, very good sign that we came down and tested the RLC of this October candle right here. So if you guys have been following my updates on Bitcoin, you know that I've been watching this October candle closely, because this was actually the China pump. And as you guys know, the China pump had was a very psychologically driven pump, a very FOMO-ish pump, right? So the levels inside this candle will probably have a lot of impact on people's memory, and if you look at this weekly order block right here, the midpoint of this order block right here is the midpoint of this gray area here, used as consolidation. It's actually also right on the 0.702 Fibonacci level, and that's the midpoint of the RLC. So a lot of confidence in this area, and it's also right where the yellow 21 EMA is. So that's why I was looking for a bounce down here. And if you guys remember from my previous updates, I started increasing my Bitcoin exposure right here in this midpoint of the RLC. And as you can see, we had a very beautiful bounce here on the weekly. Beautiful bounce. We moved up, got rejected by the 50% level of the October candle, the China pump, confluent with the SR level, and we got rejected here, came down and touched the yellow 21 EMA on the weekly, confluent with midpoint of the RLC, and we are now trading above the EQ of this daily range. I'll show you guys here. So I've got the range drawn using this high up here to this low down here, because this was the high that took us to the low. So from this high up here to this low down here, we have an obvious trend range, right? And the midpoint, the EQ of this range, is right here at the high of the RLC, the 0.618. So a very important level. And what you want to see is, just like we saw here when, let's look at the weekly, just like we saw here when the weekly bounced from the midpoint of the RLC, we reclaimed the high of the RLC and started trading upwards. That's exactly what we're seeing right now. We had a bounce in the midpoint of the RLC, and we now are trading above the high of the RLC, confluent with the EQ of this support right here. And we are trading above the 21 EMA, the green 55 EMA, and the blue 99 EMA. So, and we're also having some nice bullish bullish crosses here between the 21 crossing the 55 to the upside and the 99 EMA to the upsides, and price is trading above all of them. So as you can see here, we wick down in the midpoint of RLC, closed the candle right above the 21 EMA. So what I'm looking for here, like we have the weekly close coming up in a couple of hours. So if the weekly candle actually closes above this area right here, I'm pretty certain we will obviously see a move up to this resistance up here for a 4% move, but I'm really looking at this area. So I think we will, we had the bounce down here, and reclaim the high after RLC. We had the bounce here, and we are now reclaiming the high after RLC here. I'm really thinking we will see a history repeat itself like it did right here. So I think we are going to test this area up here for a about 10 to 15% move. So what I'm looking for here is, if the weekly candle closes here, I will look for longs on the retest of the 0.618 Fibonacci level right here for a move up here with first take profit here and final take profit here. And like I've said so many times before, this area up here, the 9.5 to 9.6, 9.7k area, is the area that needs to break, because if we actually start trading above here on the weekly and we close a weekly above here, that would mean we are making higher highs on the weekly, and you know what that means. Higher high on the weekly is a high time frame uptrend. So if we start trading up here, that would confirm a break in the weekly market structure and a break in the downtrend, and we would officially have started our weekly uptrend. And as you can see, just looking at price action, the history of Bitcoin, when Bitcoin is in a weekly uptrend, that's where you get those massive moves. We see it right here, we see the downtrend right here, we see the uptrend right here, and the downtrend right here, and here's the level that needs to break for a new uptrend. So Bitcoin is actually looking very bullish, very, very bullish. And I've started to increase my exposure to Bitcoin. I've started buying, obviously, when we hit RLC down here. I've started buying aggressively inside the RLC. I've sold some of my position when we broke, when we closed the weekly below this area right here, the 8.8 level. But I've rebought everything I sold up here in the midpoint of the RLC, and I will probably buy more if we close a weekly or a couple of dailies above this 8.8 level right here. And if we start trading and closing above this major resistance up here, I will go, as they say, all in. That's the area where I'm gonna go 100% 100% Bitcoin, add some leverage, and just ride the trend upwards. So yeah, that's it. Just a basic overview of what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. If you guys have any thoughts on this analysis, just let me know in the comments. And if you guys like this kind of shorter, quicker video on Bitcoin, make sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. So hope you guys are having a great weekend, and I wish you a great Sunday evening. So yeah, take care everyone, and see you guys in the next club chat room in the Discord. Take care, guys.